Okay, so our stem sides are going to be 1, 2, and 3. For our ones, we're going to use 14 twice, and that is all. So we'll have 2 4s for 14s. For our 20s, we're going to have 22 twice. 21, 26, and 27. So in order, that's 1, 2, 2, 6, and 7. And then for our 3, we'll have our 33. And for mean, median, and mode. For mean, you want to add up your numbers and divide by the amount. So for mean, 14 plus 14 plus 21 plus 22 plus 22.
Student Heather Slocum, please come to the main office. Heather Slocum, please come to the main office.
Plus 27 plus 33, that's 179. And then divided by the amount of numbers. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. We're going to divide that by 8. And then we'll take it out 2 decimal places. So that's 22.37. For median, we want the middle number. Since there's 8, there's going to be 2 middle numbers. We can do crossing off, like we've done in the past. Beginning and end. Beginning, end, beginning, end. And our 2 middle numbers are 22. Since they're both the same, 22 is the answer. Our mode, our numbers that appear the most. There's 2 4s here, which are both 14. And there are 2 2s here, which are both 22. So both of those numbers are our modes. So that was 14 and 22. Those are our answers for our warm-up. Okay, moving on to today's lesson. Oh, I didn't see range, sorry. So for range, our highest number, which would be 33 at the end of the assembling plot, minus our lowest number at the beginning, 14. So that's 19. Okay, moving on to today's lesson. Which is measuring variability for skewed distribution. Excuse me. Specifically, we're going to create and interpret box plots and then talk about outliers. And I think that page number is wrong. We're actually doing page 78. It's actually going to be, it should actually be on page 78. Okay, so here's what a box and whiskers plot or a box plot looks like. First thing you're going to want to do is put your list in order. Then you're going to find your median, just like you always do. Third, you're going to determine the median of the lower half of the numbers, which is called your Q1, or quartile 1. Then you're going to determine your median of your upper half of your data, and that's your Q3. then your min and your max of your data. And then you're going to construct a graph with a number line. Okay, so to go through how to do that. So the first thing was to put the numbers in order. So let's see, 5's our smallest. Then we have 9. 2 11s. 12. 16. 17. 19. 25. 28. And 34. We're going to create what we call a 5-number summary. That's what this list is here. These things right here. That's your 5-number summary. The first one that we find is the median of the list, which is also known as quartile 2 or Q2. So this list has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 numbers. So there's going to be one number in the middle. And we're going to use these numbers multiple times, so I'm not going to cross them off. I'm just going to use my dots like I showed you guys before. So one at the beginning, one at the end. One at the beginning, one at the end. Beginning, and, beginning, and, beginning, and 16 came out in the middle. So there's our very middle number. Okay, so 16 is our Q2. Then what you want to do is you want to take the lower half of the numbers. That's from 16 to 12. You don't count, or from 5 to 12. You don't count the 16. And that's called your lower half of the data. And we're going to use those numbers now, and we're going to find the median of those numbers, and that's how we're going to get Q1. Okay, so again, now it's okay to cross them off. This is the last time we're going to use those numbers. So beginning, and 11 came out to be the middle. And that's going to be Q1. Then we'll do the same thing with what we call the upper half of the data. Again, I didn't use 16. 16 was the middle, so it doesn't get used for either the upper or the lower half. And what we're going to find now is Q3. Quartile 3. Okay, so again, it's okay if you cross them off this time because this is the last time we're going to use them. So beginning, and 25 came out to be the middle number. So that's Q3. And then we want to identify our minimum number and our maximum numbers. Okay, so the minimum is 5, the smallest number. And the maximum number is 34. Okay, with our 5-number summary, that's what we use to make our box plot. So you're going to make a number line. And the number line has to go from 5 to 34. I'm going to count by 5s. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Don't really have to go to 40, but so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. That's good enough, really. 40. Now, in this example here, the box plot is below the number line. It can be below it, it can be above it, that's totally up to you. Okay, the box goes from Q1 to Q3. Okay, so in this case, our box is going to go from 11 to 25. You just estimate. So from 11 to 25, that's where you draw your box using your number line. Inside the box at 16, so a little bit past my 15 here, that's where you make a line. And then the whiskers, they go out to the minimum and maximum. So I'm going to have a line go out to 5 and a line go out to 34. So that'll be just before my 35 here. And that's how you make the plot. Okay, so this is the minimum number and the maximum number. And that's it. Okay, this was using an odd list. Let me show you how to make one using an even list. Oops. Second example. Okay, so again, first thing you want to do is put the numbers in order. Let's see, our smallest number is 21. I accidentally grabbed a triangle here. Let's see. Okay. So 21 followed by 43 and 62, 65, 66. Oh, I missed 56. All right, so I'm going to move these over. Squeeze my 56 in here. Okay, keep going then. I have 72, 74. Really important, these numbers are in order. 78 and 81. Okay, so now we're ready to make our 5-number summary. It's called 5-number summary because you get 5 numbers. First number is Q2 or the median. Okay, this one's going to have 2 numbers, remember, in the middle because it's an even list. Yeah, it's 10 numbers. Okay, so beginning, end, beginning, end, beginning, end, beginning, end. Okay, so I got 65 and 66. So in the middle would be 65 and a half. If you don't know that off the top of your head, you can add them up and divide by 2. Okay, this time when it's an even list, your lower half is going to include the first of the 2 middle numbers. And your upper half is going to include the second of the 2 middle numbers. So now, when I go to get Q1, I go from 21 to 65. So cross off, cross off, cross off, cross off. I get 56. Now, if there happened to be 2 in the middle of that half, you would do the add them up and divide by 2. Q3, cross off, cross off, cross off, cross off, and it's 74. Okay, and our min is smallest number is 21, and our max, biggest number is 81. Okay, min and max tells us how big our number line has to be from 21 to 81. So I'm going to count my tens this time. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. And then halfway is my fives. Okay, this time I'll make my graph above my number line just to show you it doesn't matter what way. Okay, our box again goes from our Q1 to our Q3, so from 56, so let's just pass my halfway, to 74, so just before 75. And then at 65 is a line, so that's my Q1, Q2, and Q3. And then my whiskers extend out to 21, so almost all the way to the end. And 81, so just past 80. Okay? Okay, so now this time we're going to read a box and whiskers graph. It says the following box and whiskers plot shows the amount of time spent on homework. Now here on this end, this would be the minimum, and if I drop that down, it looks like it's at 5. This is the Q1. Oh, sorry, I didn't see it. They told us it's at 5. So this is 10. This is Q2 at 14. This is Q3 at 16. And this is the maximum at 19. Now we talked about this plot before that. Everything on this plot is at 25%. So like from 5 to 10, that's going to be 25%. 10 to 14, that's 25%. 14 to 16, that's 25%. And 16 to 19, that's 25%. 100% total. Okay, keep that in mind when you read the questions. Okay, so the first question says, what is the range, or that's high minus low, of the time spent doing homework? So in this case, that would be 19 minus 5. So 14, I'm assuming hours. Yeah, hours. It says right here. What is the median? That would be your Q2. Median is the same as Q2. Which in this case was 14. Next question is a percent question. What percent of students spend between 10 and 16 hours? So here's 10, and here's 16, and the percent would be 225, so that's 50%. Next question says range again, so that's high minus low. But in this case, it specifically says the upper quarter, quarter meaning 25%. And the upper quarter, that's going to be down here. So we're talking from 16 to 19. And that range would be 19 minus, because it's range, would be 19 minus 16. So that's the range, 3 hours. Okay, percent question again. What percent of students spend between 5 and 10 hours. Here's 5, here's 10, that's 25%. Labeling this graph is really helpful. Okay, and this question here, span, we haven't talked about that before. And it says lower half. When you talk about percents, half would be 50%. The lower half would be from here. Half would be 2 25s, so to here. And the span would be from, not range, it's a span. So that's going to be, where does it start and end? Span is start to end. So that lower started on 5, and it ended on 14. So 5 to 14. And you shouldn't just write answers down, you should write down a little note, like half is 50%. Range is high minus low. Upper quartile is 25%. Okay?